Hi everybody, it's Diane. I am back for Susan's open collaboration of making clusters, and this Wednesday's theme is grunge. So I'm not that great at clusters. I've done very little grunge. Go ahead. Got a bunch of just random base stuff here. I have some old tech stuff, music paper, grocery bag, scrapbook paper. I'm not sure as far as image, a focal goes. I'm not sure. I mainly have scrapbook paper things there. I think we need to grunge up these edges, don't we? I have some postage stamps cross my mind. And what I mainly plan on doing outside of this right here is doing grunging up after the fact with paint, possibly ink. I even, because I have not done much of it, looked up grunge on YouTube. Like grunge tags, grunge journals, and some stuff came up, but honestly, it wasn't a lot. I was surprised. And, that's open to interpretation too, right? But a lot of what I was seeing was a little more, besides being grungy in the traditional sense of, sort of dirty and ratty, it was like kind of gothic. So I don't know that Diane's really going to go that route. Gothic, like steampunk, that type of route. I did not get out fabric, although I have a few scraps in this box here. I am sure a lot of people are going to go that route, but I didn't know if I wanted that. It's very brittle paper. That's German. And from my Halloween clusters, I sort of learned you have to stack the stuff if you want it to be a staple thing. If you don't want it to be a staple thing, I guess it doesn't matter. All right, what about, let's grab something for an image, a main image thing. Oh my, that was a big walnut falling. They're still falling. Any of you new people, I have walnut trees near me. Do yourself a favor, never plant them. Never buy a house that has them. Unless, if anybody has a multi-million dollar idea what I can do with them. I'm telling you guys, if I had a buck for every walnut I've picked up since I've been in this house, I'd be a wealthy woman by now. It's kind of neat. Okay, let's call that one neat. And then, like I said, we will come back with paint, ink, something. Masking tape. I don't know. All right, I should have pre-grunged these. Well, I don't have a lot of time right now anyway, so how about I'll do this one, take a break, and I will pre-grunge these base cards. So you don't have to watch that. And any new people might be saying, where'd you get that dauber? It's so cool. No, it's not cool. It's a Hobby Lobby, typical foam dauber, but it started flaking apart. So I put felt over it, and it's better, but it's not a real solution to my problem because it's getting icky too. Also, what I was seeing was a lot of dark, which, you know, makes sense, right, for grunge, you know. But I don't know. Aside of dark, it was murky. Does that make sense to anybody? Muddy, murky? And I guess that's my big comment on that. Yeah, this will be kind of neat to go look and to go see everybody's take on this. Well, I don't want to cover up a lot of the numbers, but I guess that's dumb because it's on the bottom, right? Right. Well, I think we need a torn edge here. And here. The video I made yesterday, which will go up after this, I commented I was tired of fussy cutting, and that's one reason I'm doing this. I thought that would be nice, a nice break, because it's more tearing. Yeah, I need something. I do have my cheesecloth nearby too. Well, it's kind of grungy. It's all wound up. Well, that's sort of interesting. Yeah, I thought for some reason, I don't know if it's sort of, I don't know, I'm thinking the steampunk route, but numbers crossed my mind for this. What color? I want yellow. Great. To go cut into it. Oh well. Ooh, that's cool backing. I like that. What do I do with that? It's pretty. When I very first got into the scrapbook paper world, I'm like, why do they print cool stuff on both sides? How are you supposed to, you know, decide what you want to use? I don't like that. Well, okay. Don't really see the number. And I will probably, staple didn't work. I will probably tack down, okay. I will probably tack down the yarn. I assume that's because I'm holding it up in the air, but lately this has been doing that to me. It doesn't want to staple right. Okay, I'm going to play with a bent staple and adhere that and grunge up some more of these things and then come back later. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. I did ink all these edges. So let's get back to it. I was thinking it's a very nice day here today, that maybe I should coffee dye some paper for journal pages, considering what time of year it is. And that made me think, well, if I'm going to do that, maybe I should bring these out and splash some coffee on them. What do you think? I thought that sounded pretty reasonable, pretty smart, pretty something. That's okay. You know, I mean, there's no rules on this, and I know I analyze this stuff to death, but grunge doesn't have to be dark. It just means kind of dirty and, like I said before, raggedy and stuff like that, right? I think so. And as I said in the prior cluster videos, I'll be interested to see what other people do. That was another loud walnut. Yeah, maybe I don't want to go out there and coffee dye stuff. I'm going to get beamed with a walnut. And I shouldn't say it's out loud, but I never have. And how I never have, I really, I don't know how I've escaped that. This is embroidery floss that was left over from something. Some cross-stitch project. Looks way too neat. We need to jazz that up a little bit. That's hard to do. All right, that's better. Okay. And for any concerned parties, that came out fine. I pulled that staple out. And I will probably glue this more, but okay. And this is going to take a long time once again, isn't it? Well, maybe I'll just do a couple more here. I'll finish these off, and then we'll hook up either with coffee dyeing or spattering or, driving my car over them, something to grungify. And I'm kidding, I'm not going to drive my car over them. I suppose you could. I'm not advocating that in any way. Disclaimer, don't do that at home. Oh, what's in here? All right, what about that? Yeah, I kind of get the impression this felt doesn't hold ink, if that makes sense. Like the foam stuff, because it seems like I have to go to the pad a lot more often than I used to. Good, we can take up more time. Okay. You know, I suppose for a cluster that's absolutely fine. It looks a tad plain to me. Well, what about one of these numbers? Oh, there's that cool background again. Now this paper is old. Don't look for it at your local scrapbook store. Well, I don't want to cover up the words there. Okay. Kind of neat. Okay, one more, and then I guess I'll do it by myself because it's taking a lot of time. If anybody would like to answer this question, I'd like to know, do you mind long videos? Do you watch long videos? I admit it, I don't have that much time. I generally don't. But someone out there must do it. Or do you watch 20 minutes, pause, go back later? Okay. I want one of these numbers. Definitely grungy, right? Or if you don't know what grunge is, there it is, right there. It's cool. Maybe a circle behind it. Yeah, I'm liking this line of scrapbook paper in case anybody cares. And I have nothing to do with that person, company, whatever they are. But their things are the colorful, yet as you can see, kind of a little bit of a grunge effect occasionally. I think it's pretty cool. It's so me. Okay. Looks like I need something on it though. Maybe a stamp. Okay. But like what? I have them divided by subject. I don't know. Animals? No. Love? No. Places? USA. Transportation. Birds and butterflies. Maybe. Can you see? Am I off? Almost I am. It's kind of cool. Okay. It's a kiwi. That's actually New Zealand stamp. Neat. Okay, let me put this back, or I'm not going to have room to work here at all. Okay. Speaking of postage, I did do a video a while ago about talking about the postal rates were going to go up in the end of August, and they did. And they're also going to raise it for the holidays again, like they did last year, maybe a couple years, definitely last year. No comment. But I was going to mention, I just happened to see, though, they raise it October 3rd through December 25th. Because, you know, we all send Christmas presents in October, right? I don't get that. Well, I get it, but... Okay. It's enough of Diane crabbing. All right. Okay. I'm going to go off and have fun by myself because I don't want a super long video. I'll pick it up with either coffee dyeing or painting. So come back and see that. Okay, as I assume you could tell, I'm outside. I'm not sure if the camera going the right way. I always forget which way to do it. I'm sorry if this is wrong. But anyway, I thought I would just show, and I'm holding the camera too, I'm sorry. So as I dye paper, and if you're really interested, I have a very old video on how I do this. But I just thought I'd drip, sorry, over and let nature take its course, so to speak. And as you could tell by the camera, I wasn't even being very careful. So that's all I'm going to do. And just for the record, there's a stupid walnut. Okay, I'm going to continue. I'll pick it up inside and possibly still paint. Okay, hang on. Yes, I'm back inside. Here they are. I don't know if you can really see that on camera, but there is some cool staining around. I think it was worth it. It's not a lot. I did do some rubber stamping after the fact, here and there. They're around to kind of fill in empty spaces. So I'm going to paint, possibly like do a ring type stamp with spools, possibly spatter. Probably mostly use brown, but who knows? We're open. Like this one I think could definitely take some rings on the side here. And I have neighbors playing outside, little girls screaming. I'm sorry. What is that? And I hope I don't make any enemies with this comment, but nowadays when little girls play, all they do is scream. I didn't do that. I don't get it. Okay. Well, I don't know, maybe just some okay. Well, what about the rings? And I will say, this technique of grunge, are we in agreement? You can't ruin it. You cannot ruin this. I mean, I dropped my brush on it and schmutzed it, so that's more grunge. You tear something, so it's, right? You can't ruin it. So yeah, anybody that's kind of, afraid to do stuff, try this. And there's a dog barking. I think I picked the wrong time to film. This one could stand some white too, but I think we'll go through and do brown first, and then I won't have to keep rinsing off my brush. Like, that's upside down. I didn't know that stamp. I thought it was right. It's upside down. So, can't ruin it. I have quite a few here. I think, what did I count? 19? I forgot now. It took me quite a while, really, to be honest, to put these all together. But it was fun. It's worth it. Okay. Do we want any brown spatters before I clean the brush off? Maybe this one. This one. This one. And normally too, I would mask off probably, you know, so I didn't get spatters on a main image, but since we're grunging, I'm not going to do that. Well, if it would work, I don't have to mask it off because paint isn't coming off the brush. That's handy. Okay, you get grungy too. All right, let's get into some white, which is gesso, if you're interested. And I have a big quart of it, but this is easier to keep in my little craft area here. So I fill that up every once in a while. You have to admit, this is fun. I mean, just essentially making a mess. How can you not enjoy that? And see, this is, yeah, that's just a piece of ribbon back there. It's not particularly grungy, but I think that looks okay. Oh, my oven's preheated. I'm sure everyone's glad to hear that. All right, what about some white rings? Like maybe here. Yeah. Maybe up here. This one. Let me take. Oh, my dog's whining because my husband's outside and he wants to go out there. Except the neighbor dog is out there and they're just going to bark at each other. So he's inside. It's a complete disaster. I mean, they play bark. They're not mean with each other, but they're going to run along the fence and play and bark, and I was going to film, so he left them inside, and we're not happy about that. Okay, do a little white spattering here and there. So I'm going to have a counter to clean up when I'm done, right? And I think I did the one staple stuff a lot better today. So we learned. Learning is good. See anything that needs more grungifying? Who doesn't like white spattering, right? And my coffee dyed paper is still outside. I gotta go get that. Have to go get that. Okay, folks. I think that's pretty good and pretty grungy. And I don't have to be careful about picking them up with icky hands, do I? I don't think so. Okay, let's look. Get some of this stuff out of the way. There's one. Kind of cool. That probably could use, here, we'll take paint right out of the spool. It's a little nothing there. That's better. Okay. And a stamp there. Our kiwi stamp. Actually, that's cute. These are pretty cool. Oh, no. Put your glasses on, Diane. Fair warning, it's a little addictive too. I would like to go on and make more. It's pretty fun. Okay, did we hit them all? I think so. If not, you could see, right? Okay, once again, I'd like to thank Susan. I'm getting better at my one stapleness and clustering. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day out there.